Hello, everyone. This is Mr. Kissinger with the Citizenship Academy in Syracuse, New York. Today we are doing 5th grade math module 3, lesson 8. We're going to be adding and subtracting fractions from whole numbers using equivalence and the number line strategy. So the number line, we're going to kind of use as a tool to add and subtract those fractions. I've done the first one for us here, so I'll show you real quickly what I did. At this letter A, it says we have 2 plus 1/5 equals. So I expanded that out and I said 2, that's the same as saying 2 plus 1 plus 1/5, which will make it easier to add on a number line. So I started here with 2. 2 plus 1, so I added one more, will get us to 3 on our number line. Then I broke up the next interval into next whole number interval into fifths. So I have 3, and then I go 1/5 more. You have to add a fifth, and that will leave us with 3 and 1/5. So let's try letter B here together. This one's 2 minus 1 3/8. So let's do our number line down here. This time I'm going to start with 2 on the right side of my number line because I'm subtracting. When we subtract, we go backwards down the number line. So the first number I need to subtract, again, I can expand this out and I can say this is 2 minus 1 minus 3/8. So I can do first 2 minus 1. I'm going to jump backwards this way. Two minus 1 will give us 1. Then I need to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And I know that 8th one down here is going to be 0. Because I went down 8/8 from 1. Now I don't need to subtract 8/8. I need to subtract 3/8. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3. This is 3/8. So I've subtracted 3/8 from 1, 3/8 from 5/8. I can count up from 0. I could go 0 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5/8. This will be 5/8. All right, so let's try the next one here. Letter C, we're going to be adding again. So this time we'll start on the left side of our number line. We have 5 2/5 minus 2 3/5. So this time we have a mixed number, and then we're adding a mixed number. 5 2/5 plus 2 3/5. So maybe I'll start with 5. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to add 5 plus 2 plus 2/5 plus 3/5. I'm going to use my commutative property. and make that a little bit easier to add. I'd rather add two whole numbers and then add two fractions afterward. So I'm going to change this to 5 plus 2 plus 2/5 plus 3/5. And if I take 5 and I add 2, I'm going to get 7. Then I need to split this into fifths. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. My fifth one here is going to be 8. Because 5/5 equals 1 whole. And 1 whole plus 7 would be 8. And first I'm going to go 2/5. 1, 2, 2/5. And I would get 7 2/5. And then I need to go then I need to do 3 more. 1, 2, 3. I added this 3/5. And I'm going to end up with 8. So 8 would be my answer. I forgot up here I have to box in my answer. 5/8 is my answer here. 8 is my answer down here. All right, let's move on to letter D. Letter D says I need 4 minus 2 and 2/7. So again, I'm going to look at that as 4 minus 2 minus 2/7. I'm going to draw myself a number line here. I'm going to start with 4 on the right side of my number line. I need to go back 2. 2, 4 minus 2 is 2. Now I need to subtract 2/7. So I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7/7 back from 2. 2 minus 1 would be 1. So there's my next whole number. I always like to go back to my next whole number line if I can. Now 2 minus 2/7. 1, 2/7. Now I need to count up from my 1. I have 1 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5/7. This right here will be our answer. We're going to end up with 1 and 5/7. All right, so let's try a word problem. Try this number 2 right here. Because Calvin had 30 minutes in timeout. For the first 23 and 1/3 minutes, Calvin counted spots on the ceiling. For the rest of the time, he made faces at his stuffed tiger. How long did Calvin spend making faces at his tiger? So I'm going to start by, with our word problems, I always write RDW on the side of my paper here. To remind me I want to read, draw, and write. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to reread. Calvin had 30 minutes of timeout. First 23 1/3 minutes, Calvin counted spots on the ceiling, and for the rest of the time, he made faces at his stuffed tiger. How long did Calvin spend making faces at his stuffed tiger? So I've read the question. Now I need to draw, and I'm going to draw a tape diagram here. Now, I know that the entire time that Calvin was in timeout was 30 minutes. So that's 30 minutes from start to finish. I know that for 23.5 minutes, 23 1/3 minutes. He counted spots on the ceiling. I need to figure out what this is here. How long did Calvin spend making faces at his tiger? So I need to take 30 minutes, and I need to subtract this piece to get just this piece alone. So I need to take 30 and subtract 23 and 1/3. So now next I'm going to draw a number line. And since I'm subtracting, I'm going to start on the right side of my number line because I need to go backwards. So this is 30. First, I'm going to subtract 23, and then I'm going to subtract 1/3. So I'm going to subtract 23 minutes here. And then I'm going to do 30 minus 23. 30 minus 23 is 7. I'm going to go back 1, 2, 3. If I go back 3/3 from 7, I'm going to get to 6. I'm going back 1 whole. I need to subtract 1/3. So I'm just going to go 1/3 here. 7 minus 1/3. Well, we have 6, 1, 2. We have 6 and 2/3 left. So this right here, this little line on our number line represents 6, 2/3. Now we're done drawing our number line, but we still need to do our W, which is answer our question in written form. We look at our question, how long did Calvin spend making faces at his tiger? Calvin spent 6 2/3 minutes making faces at his tiger. There is our answer. All right, so that's where we're going to stop for today. Thank you guys so much for tuning in, and look forward to seeing you next time.